Well, I guess, this week is where the transfer business starts. I mean, yes, we've signed Matty Dennis and Tilt, but, obviously a few days ago we signed Corey Ede. And now, from this tweet here, obviously Peter Rooks obviously said that Burton have run the race for highly rated Dundalk forward Gbemi Arubi. The striker has had interest from clubs in England, Scotland and Belgium, but has decided to put pen to paper to join Burton Albion. It is nice to finally see us make some signings, and hopefully, with, just under a month away to the start of the season, which is unbelievable to even say that. We're starting to make signings, and it's really, really good. And, this signing actually looks pretty decent. If you look at his stats, he started at Shelbourne in 2023, and he played 8 games, obviously didn't score anything. Then went to Waterford FC, where he played 14 games, scored 1 goal, and then went to Dundalk, played 29 games, scored 12 goals, pretty decent. And then he went, stayed at Dundalk for the season afterwards, 23 games, 7 goals, and 3 assists. So he can score goals. Can he score more goals in League One? We're going to find out next season, aren't we? And he's only 22 years old. He's young. He's probably going to be very, very, very quick. And I'm really happy to see us making these signings. And as I say, with the addition of, Collier Day, Matty Dennis, and Tilt, what does that mean for players like Kane Adam, Miller Matthews Lewis? Will they still get on the bench or possibly even start? Or are they starting to finally build a squad around Tyrese Shade? And you got to put it in perspective. I mean, Tyrese Shade. Apparently, he wants to stay at the club. Apparently, he's happy at the club. He's the one player that we need to keep. And you look at Charlie Webster as well, another player that we need to keep as well. And I personally don't think I could see Charlie Webster leaving anytime soon, and hopefully you don't jinx that. I just don't think. Yeah, he's a very good midfielder, but I don't think he's, oh my god, he needs to go to a bigger club. He deserves it, but he's not as consistent as he should be. A lot of Burton Albion fans, they say, this club is this squad is nothing without Charlie Webster, and I beg to differ. Yeah, he's basically one of the first names on the squad. But you've got players like Cakes Chalky, George Evans. You've got some good players for that midfield. And now that, we've signed another striker, now we need to figure out about the other positions. You've got the wingers, that we need to. Okay, obviously we've got Kyron Lofdals. We've got maybe can we put McCain Adam on the wing, or Millers Matthews Lewis. Obviously, Millers Matthews Lewis, you've got to look at his fitness. Obviously, his fitness wasn't great last season, especially after signing for us. He went out on loan to give it Yeovil, and his last game he played for Yeovil, he started in the first half. That came off after 30 minutes. So obviously, we need to go back out. We need to sign a few more, maybe a winger or two. Will Kalinowski stay, or will the club finally offload him? Obviously, he's one of the last few players that's got the bonus in his contract. Definitely need to go out and get a few more midfielders. Defenders, definitely need to look at those as well. We've got a goalkeeper who is training with us, one of the trialists. Last season he was at Gillingham apparently, but from what I've seen, he doesn't look anything like him. So we've obviously got a trialist goalkeeper as well. So, and what does that mean for Dudek? Does Dudek go out on loan to a League 2 club, or do you keep him and try to develop him a lot more? Because Dudek isn't a bad goalkeeper, and I think, give him a bit more development. Dudek can definitely, maybe in a few years' time, be a number 1 goalkeeper for Burton Albion, or really think to himself, you know what, I'm going to go out and just get a bit more game time in myself, because, I want to be starting more games. So there's that. How do you rate this signing out of 1 to 10? What other players should look at signing? What other positions do need more boosting? And I think the priority positions that need, you know, more looking at is our midfield and our defence, and I definitely think we need to go out and get at least one or two more midfield wingers, because if I think right now, I could probably see Kalinoskos leaving, mainly because, you know, as I said not long ago, he's one of the last few players that's got that bonus in his contract. So I think Burton Albion will look to offload him. Is it a good signing? We'll see. Under 1 month to the new season, can't fucking wait.